Natural Fam, Janine here. So I told myself this year I'm going to try my best to focus more on my YouTube channel. I want to have more exclusive things on here that's not posted on TikTok or posted on Instagram. I want to have something more exclusive where I'm talking to everybody. So I'm going to try. I have a lot on my plate right now, but I'm going to try because I really want to talk more about the educational part of natural hair on here. The way that my company started almost 10 years ago was because I went natural and I did not have an idea of what I was supposed to be doing. It was kind of one of those things where I just was like, hey, my hair was really damaged. I cut it off and I did not feel like using any chemicals or anything like that on my hair. To really break it down, the last time I used chemicals on my hair, I was actually staying in a homeless shelter, and there was this group, the Atlanta Children's Shelter, and they're a daycare for homeless women. And you take your kids there for free. Amazing, amazing. If you want to donate to anybody, please, Atlanta Children's Shelter, okay? Please. They're amazing. So they had this thing for Mother's Day where they honored the moms and they got us, free hair care things or whatever. And then we got to go get our hair done as well. So I'm there and I'm like, okay, I'm getting a perm, blah, blah. The perm was killing me. And I am one of those people that unfortunately I'm going to sit there and let it burn. Like literally, my hair was on fire. And I said nothing. I just sat there and took it. And when I went home, when I say scalp was burnt, patches, it was ridiculous. So I say, yeah, no, I have to cut this out. That's that. And I did a big chop and everything. And then that time I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to wear protective styles. I was really into sew-ins and wigs and all that stuff. So I was like, who cares if I'm natural because I'm going to have a wig on? Who cares? So that was my biggest thing. Like, hey, I'm natural underneath here. Like I had my wigs, I had my sew-ins. That was me. Then fast forward a few years later, I actually moved to California. And San Diego, y'all have the worst water. It's horrible. Like that water dried up my skin. My eczema was horrible. Everything was horrible. My hair was dry as fuck. Like I had to just come home. Once I came home, I was only there for about 5 months. Came back to Atlanta, cut that shit off. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of doing all this. I had my boys at the time, natural as well. I did not feel like spending all this money on products that, for one, 3 natural heads in the house, that's a lot of products. Also, stuff wasn't working. Back then, it was hard to find products that actually worked. Like you were constantly trying something, and then, oh, this doesn't work. Go back, try it again. I ain't had the money for that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get on YouTube because I'm a DIY person. And I said, I'm gonna get on YouTube and I am going to make my own products. So I was following this girl. I cannot remember her actual YouTube name. I believe her real name is Whitney. She has a natural hair care product line as well. But yeah, I was watching her and she made flaxseed gel. And I saw that and I was like, I can do that. I can make some flaxseed gel. And that's really how it began. I just started making my own stuff. I started researching and I just was like, you know what? All these people in other countries, their hair is growing down to their backs. It's healthy and they're not using all this stuff. They're not going to grab all these products. They are using the nuts and berries that they found outside. And that's really, that's how it started. And I was just like, that's what I want to do. I want to use more natural stuff. That way it's easier, more DIY stuff. That way I can make it at home and I know what's going into my hair because I do have very sensitive scalp and sensitive skin. So that's really how it started. And that's why I said I want to use this platform to talk more about health because I feel like now, especially now, at least back then, it wasn't as bad, but now I feel like everybody only cares about how their hair looks. They want to go for the style. They want to, you want to have the super curls, you want to have the big fro, and you want to have, nobody cares about health. A healthy scalp is what matters. You want to make your hair last longer, your hairstyle last longer, you got to have healthy hair. And I feel like we're losing that part. We're losing that recipe. And so I definitely want to talk more on this channel about how to, excuse me, I almost died. Anyway, I want to talk about how to have healthier hair because again, that is what matters. Like I personally don't care about a hairstyle. I never cared about hairstyles. I want my health. My hair, it needs to be healthy. My scalp, it needs to be healthy. I've shown millions of people pictures and videos of my daughter, and they're always like, oh my God, her hair is so healthy. What kind of products do you use? I use my products, and I only use like 1 or 2 of them. That's it. Nothing else. I don't do anything else to her hair. Same with mine. I don't do anything to my hair. I use my products and I leave it alone. I let it grow. That's it. That's the secret. I don't know what else to tell y'all. But I do believe that it's because I use natural ingredients. It has a healthier foundation. So the styles that I do last longer. They look better because her hair is not damaged. It's not breaking off. It's not, and she's not, I don't do trims on her hair. I've done them before. I haven't done one in like 2 years. But her hair still is very healthy because I use natural ingredients that are going to promote healthy hair growth. That is the whole point of So You Decided to Go Natural. That was the whole point. It's like, okay, you decided to go natural. Now what? Where are we going now? What's happening now? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget why you became natural. Majority of us back then became natural because we were tired of using all these harsh chemicals in our hair and we wanted a more natural approach. That's why majority of the people around me went natural. But again, that was almost 15 years ago. Now people are going natural just because they want to and they like the look. It's easier and they think it's, I don't know why they think it's easier, but they think it's easier to manage and stuff like that, which is cool. But I want people to think about the health of their hair. I don't want people to just focus on, oh, look how nice my curls look today. Okay, well, you put a ton of product in that hair. The product buildup on your scalp is wild. Your edges are gone. Like, come on, let's focus on what we need to really focus on. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm going to try. Don't hold me to it, because if it don't happen, my bad. I'm gonna try to do more on this channel and post more about just simple tips, because it's not that hard. And once you get the simple stuff, everything else is easier. Like, it's super easy. So I always tell people you need to have a good foundation and then your hair will be fine.